Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all having a really great day so far and a really great um, week, too. We're halfway through the week, which is exciting, right? I hope that it's all going really, really well for you. We've been enjoying the nice weather out here, trying to get outside as much as we can and just get into the flow of summer break. So I'm so glad that you joined me for week one of my 10-week summer series. It's a free 10-week live video series, and each week we're going to chat about a different topic specific to moms and the different things that we go through on a regular basis. I'm going to share with you just my perspective, things that I've learned, things that I have personally struggled with, probably still continue to struggle with. It's a journey, right? It's something that it's never going to be perfect, but it's totally possible to enjoy as much of motherhood as possible, right? You're not going to love every aspect of motherhood, and that's okay. That's one of the biggest things that I have learned is that I'm not going to love every part of motherhood, and that it's okay. I don't have to, right? I still love being a mom. I love my kids, but I don't love every single part of motherhood. So thank you again for joining me, whether it's live or the recording. I'm so grateful for you and to be able to just share with you. So I'm Jordan Lang. I'm a holistic life coach, specifically for women who are in any season of motherhood, whether they're pregnant, have a newborn, infant, toddler, multiple kids, twins, whatever. Kids are grown and out of the home, or teenagers, whatever season of motherhood that you are in, I am a holistic life coach specifically for you. So I am married to my husband, Brian, and we have 3 kiddos. Lily is 9.5, Penny is 6.5, she'll be 7 next month, and Zachary is 1.5, almost 2. So we have a pretty crazy, full, busy house a lot of the times. They're home, my girls are home on summer break right now. So like I said, we are trying to find our new routine. I do have some things put into place to kind of help with that. But it's hard. You guys, being a work at home mom, it is definitely hard to figure all of this out and not lose it on a pretty regular basis. So it's a growing time for all of us right now, and as we transition into the summer normal. And so yeah, like I said, I am just grateful to be able to share with you all today. So today is week one, starts the 10-week summer series, and I thought that I would start it off with sharing about me, my story and my journey, because some of you may not know me or may not have connected with me before, or maybe you're recently connected to me through my page or Instagram or my Facebook group, Mamas on the Rise Wellness Tribe, whatever it might be. Thought it would be a good place to start so you can get to know me and know kind of where I came from and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I just wanted to start the 10-week series with that. Okay, so here we go. I do have notes, you guys, because I can tend to get a little scatterbrained. My mom brain never went away. After like pregnancy brain, it doesn't go away, especially after having multiple kids. Like it's just, I'm always gonna have it. So I mean I literally have to write down everything or I forget. So I wanted to have kind of an outline here for myself so I don't miss anything that I really wanted to chat with you about or get sidetracked. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing, guys. Okay. And if you have any questions at all for me, please feel free to pop them in the comments or send me a message or whatever. I'm more than happy to share with you more in depth, anything that you are curious about. Okay. So you guys, I am 32, and like I said, with the 3 kids, most of my 20s was spent raising kids. Lily is 9.5, and so I was 21 when I got pregnant with her. 22. Can I math? I don't know if I can math today. I was 22 when I got pregnant with her and when she was born. So most of my 20s, you guys, was spent raising kids. And I knew I always wanted to be a mom. I knew I did. But at the same time, I feel there is a part of me that kind of wonders, what, not necessarily what did I miss out on, but I did lose a lot of friendships in my 20s because a lot of my friends didn't have kids. They weren't in a serious relationship, nothing. So I had to grow up really, really fast. If you can relate with me on that, you know that you're not alone. You're not alone in that. There are lots of women who I've talked to who kind of feel that way. We set ourselves aside for our kids, right? We'll do anything for them. And they're the biggest blessing in life, and also one of the hardest things ever. It's totally my experience. I wouldn't change my life for anything. And I've learned so much in the past 10 years. I really, really have. It's incredible, like once you become pregnant, like you feel like a mom. And you do have to kind of grow up quick if you're young, like I was. And even if, you're a first-time mom and you're a little bit older, you are a mom, right? So you're going to learn and grow and change just, whatever age you begin your journey as a mom. And for me, that started at a pretty young age. So, but again, like I said, I wouldn't change it for anything. I went to a lot of school. You guys, I changed my major a lot. I wanted to be a teacher, a nurse. I actually got into nursing school and started my first semester, and then I realized like it was not for me. Did some office type work for a while, and then I became a licensed massage therapist, which I absolutely loved. I love being able to help people just in a very holistic way, body, mind, soul, to become the very best version of themselves and feel great. And that's totally something that I did through massage therapy. And it's something that I cherish, that time being a licensed massage therapist. You guys, but I still didn't feel like I knew what I wanted to be. Like here I am, my early 30s. And I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up until about a little over a year ago. Okay, so I struggled a lot in being a mom in my 20s into my 30s with playing the victim. I was a victim of my circumstances, my life. Everything that happened in my life wasn't my fault. There was always a reason why we were broke. There was always a reason why I was stressed and tired and angry and frustrated and resentful, and it didn't have anything to do with me. In my mind, there was always another reason or another person or an outside circumstance that was making my life so hard. And that was my mentality, you guys. For real, I played the victim. That was something that I just defaulted to, that I never had enough time for me. Self-care was non-existent. No such thing as self-care in my world. And I had horrible mom guilt. Horrible. And I was angry a lot, you guys. I was not a very happy person. I played the part, right? Like we do, we fake it, don't we? We don't want anybody to see what life is really like, how much we're really struggling. So we put on a face and everything's okay, everything's perfect, everything is great. Um, and it's hard. It's so, so, so hard being a mom. So that was me, you guys. I really, really struggled in a lot of different ways. My husband also is on the autism spectrum, so that kind of throws a little bit more into it than others who are married to somebody who is neurotypical, or, you know, whatever your relationship may look like. But that does add in just a little bit of a different twist in my situation. So you guys, it was hard. It was super, super hard. So I devoted the end of 2016, I declared that 2017, so last year, was going to be my year for self-love, to pour back into myself, to make sure that I was connecting with myself, loving myself, taking time for me. And this is all a brand new concept. I had started really diving more deeply into meditation and yoga in 2016 in a pretty inconsistent way, but I knew I had had glimpses of self-love, and I knew it was something that I needed more of in my life. So that was what 2017 was going to be devoted to. Okay, so fast forward, or I guess rewind, because we're in 2018 now, rewind to the beginning of 2017, and I was invited to join a Facebook group called Soul Sisters on Fire. And you guys, this group and the women within it have truly transformed my life. So like I said, I really wanted 2017 to be my year of self-love. I joined this group. I actually ended up working with two really awesome life coaches, Natalie and Ariel, in their in one of their 10-day programs that they had created together. And you guys, this program was really the catalyst for my journey, for where I am today. And it's so cool to be able to look back and see just how far I've come. So just in that 10 days alone, I was able to identify what I had been doing to myself with the victim mentality, and I had been holding on to so strongly these inner voices, one in particular that was telling me I was worthless, that was telling me I would never amount to anything, that was telling me I would never be successful. And it was a voice that really had taken hold of me 11 years ago. Like, that's how much we can be affected by what people say, or what we allow people to get into our mind and into our heart, right? So what this person had said to me in anger and hurt in their own life had stuck with me. And it was my inner voice. It was my what was telling me my worth was, right? So I was able to identify that. And you guys, there were some serious, like, soul-filled moments where I am just sobbing and getting all of this out that I had never thought of before. So after that, you guys, I realized that I had in that 10-day course as well, I really realized how much self-care and me placing an emphasis on not having enough time was such a big part of my story. I wouldn't make time for self-care, and I would say I didn't have time to do these things that I enjoyed and everything else. So I realized that I had a story to share with other women. I could connect with other women because I was finding the more honest and vulnerable I was being in the social media world and in person, the more these women were opening up and sharing their heart and saying, you know, I feel the same way. Like I totally relate with this. And I knew at that moment, like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be helping these women on their own journey. And so I dove into working with my business coach, Natalie Bright, who I absolutely love. She is amazing. And so she's now like my business and life coach. I freaking love her. You guys, I still work with her and talk to her on a very regular basis. She's amazing. So I worked with her like really closely for 3 months, just learning how to do this, right? How to connect with people and how to share my voice and my story, and, putting together my own programs, which has been so fun. And just learning how to be authentically me. You guys, that's so much of what 2017 was for me. It was just this massive growth. Learning the importance of self-care and tuning into myself. So I didn't know like how to slow down. I didn't know how to slow down and stop and just be and breathe and be still. You guys, I didn't know how to do that. So I learned how to do that. 2017 was also a massive year for our family. We moved all the way across the United States, from Ohio all the way to Utah, and we're coming up actually on our 1-year anniversary of that tomorrow, I think, either tomorrow or the next day. So that's huge too, right? Like, all of these massive things, and it's so cool looking back to be able to see how everything connects, how everything happens for a reason, and how in those moments I was exactly where I was meant to be, to learn what I needed to learn to get to where I am now. So cool. So, so, so exciting. So 2018, this year, so far has just been more growth, more of me tapping into my authenticity and who I am, and who I want to be, right? Which we don't often do. We often think that we have to be a certain way, especially as moms. We feel like we have to be a certain way and have to follow certain rules and guidelines, and none of it matters. That's what I've learned. None of it matters. So I've totally been working on that. Again, still working with Natalie, and just really being able to be honest with myself on what it is that I want, and learning. I've really been focusing on, it's called shadow work. So it's not anything scary or evil or anything like that. But shadow work is basically bringing to light anything that you struggle with, or situations that have happened, or whatever it might be, that you hide, that you bury deep down inside, and you don't face, and you're not honest about with yourself. So I've been doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of inner child work, so things that happened back in my childhood, seeing how they affect me now, and being able to rewrite that story to where it's not affecting me in a negative way anymore, but I am able to take control and choose how I want my story to go. You have a choice. Isn't that awesome? It's so exciting, right? And just being able to take inspired action onto things. So I'm super, super, super excited for where this year is going. Even just working with Natalie, we're in our 3rd month of a program I'm doing with her, and you guys, seeing the growth just in the last 2 months, it has been so awesome. I was doing some reflection at the beginning of this month, and it's just so cool. If you've not done that before, you guys, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you sit down and you look back and see just how far you've come, because we're always growing, we're always changing. So just take the time and celebrate where you are today. It's awesome. So exciting. So I do specialize in working with moms who struggle at making self-care a priority and time management. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to manage everything you want to get done. And I used to kind of fly by the seat of my pants and do things just very unorganized. I was very unorganized, and I'm still more of a free-spirited, don't like to be tied down by too much of a schedule, but schedules and lists have definitely helped me on my journey. So I specialize in that as well, helping moms who struggle with that. So I would love, love, love to connect with you and help you on your own journey if you're struggling in either of those areas. Please reach out. I would love to chat with you more about that. I want to share next week, we are going to be diving into something that I love to chat about, and it's something that I am being more consistent with because it has made such an impact on my life, and it's working on creating a gratitude practice. So I'll be going over what a gratitude practice even is and how it can change your life. So super, super exciting stuff next week, you guys. I cannot wait to share even more with you. Thank you for listening to me share a little bit about myself, about my story and my journey, and just the massive growth, you guys, that I've seen just over the last year and a half has been awesome. It's so much fun to do this, to do life. And I can honestly say that I love life now. I couldn't say that a year and a half ago. I couldn't. There were things I loved about life, but overall, in general, I don't think that I loved life very much. So thank you for listening and for tuning in. I cannot wait to share with you next week about how to begin a gratitude practice. So sending you all lots of love. Have a really, really, really great day. Bye.